CJ Stroud denied his intention was the little bro Caleb Williams during the post-game interaction in week 2. He explained how older players approached him on the field last year to offer helpful advice, so he wanted to pay it forward. Ocho, let's take a listen to the sound. Caleb and then CJ.
That. I was trying to little bro him, or nothing. He knows that too. I ton of respect for him. I told him I respect for him. But I had so many guys coming to me after games last year, and that meant the world to me. That those guys even thought about giving me advice. So I just try to get back to what the game is giving to me. So I wish him the best, man. I want him to do amazing in this league. I think he will. I think that he'll get his groove. And once you get your rhythm, I didn't get my rhythm until like week 3, week 4. So I can see his game picking up from here. And so, I don't think he was trying to be any towards the way. He's just upset that they lost. I totally understand. So I have a ton of respect for that guy, man. I want him to do extremely well, just like any other guy until we play on that day. You know what I mean? And after the game, we can be cool. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely, rooting for him and want to see him do extremely well.
Is everything we trying to show somebody up, Ocho? Is that where we are now?
I kind of understand though. Especially, you got to put yourself in Caleb Williams' shoes. I'm going against the number 1 quarterback. That's my partner. Whether you know each other or not. I'm just coming off a bad game, though. Huh? I'm just coming off a bad game.
Yeah.
And at that time, with cameras rolling, with you mic'd up, with you telling me, wanting to, not make certain plays, or telling me I need to make certain plays or certain throws at that time when everybody's listening and watching I think it could be a little uncomfortable. Even with CJ Stroud's intentions not being that. I think the timing and the setting of doing so was maybe a little wrong, That's all. But I can kind of see both sides. Because when it comes to Stroud, Stroud intentions, he's authentic as it get. Yeah, I'm talking about authentic. If you don't know him yet, if you know his history, I didn't know Stroud for a little minute. He grew up with my son out there in LA now. So I'm talking about, when I talk about authentic as it get. And you won't know until you actually meet him in person and talk to him. So I know he meant nothing by what he was trying to do. His intentions were pure in the message he was trying to give Caleb. Right. But I can understand Caleb coming off a loss after a game, feeling a certain way about losing the game and having a bad game, and just the timing might have been just off a tad bit. So that's why you could see the mannerisms of him listening and then trying to pull away, and then Stroud trying to engage again. And it feeling like come on, man, not right.
I get it, and that's why, Ocho, I don't even offer any advice. I don't try to mentor. If you want to reach out, I'll reach out. I'll respond. I'll return. I'll call you back, or somebody get in touch. Say, man, such and such trying to reach out to you. Okay, hey, he give information because that's why. That's why me, the way I took it, man. When them guys would walk up to me like, "Damn, little Sharp, you gonna be like a big bro, huh?" Man, that meant the world to me, Ocho. I ain't catch with one pass. But somebody saw something in me that made them think that I could be like my big brother. I don't care if you ain't nothing, but if you're a day older than me, you can offer me some advice. You offer me words of encouragement. I'm good. You tell me, damn, hey, I've never been too proud to receive info that I believe can be beneficial. So that's why Ocho, that's why I don't, man, you should have mentored. Ask. I ain't stepping on nobody's toes, because for that very reason, everybody think you trying to son them. Everybody don't want Shannon's assistant. Everybody don't want Shannon's help. If they want it, they'll reach out. That's where I am on that situation. So, guys, there are a lot of guys. I never mention their name. If they want to mention it, they'll mention it. Talk to them a lot. Hey, do I stay up? Do I go? Hey, man, you've been through this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you have to understand what it's like here. You're never going to be as well as thought of there. X, Y, and Z. Hey, man, you're doing great. Travel, reach out. Nephew will reach out. What you think? What you see? Man, this is what I'm looking at. This is what this is what I see. And from the time I had a relationship, I felt he made me feel if I saw something in his game, I could reach out and tell him. Pick up the phone. Hey, this is what I'm seeing. But everybody's not receptive like that. Everybody, I ain't trying to be your big brother. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm trying to offer you some advice. So where I do it If you want the advice, you reach out.
Right.
If you don't, I'm cool. It no thing. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool, right?
Listen, I see both sides. I see both sides. But I know one thing. I know a lot of people might not be on Caleb's side right now. They might be talking trash. You know, some of the pundits, some of the analysts, you know, saying some things, whatnot, because of his play, you know, and throwing interceptions, making errant throws. I know one thing. When that young brother figures it out, understands the pace of the game, the flow of the game, catches that rhythm, when Caleb Williams catches that rhythm and the speed of the game, and the game starts to slow down to him, and he's able to process information, boy, it's gonna be hell, boy. He got all
and that's how it is with anything.
Tools, he got them all.
Oh yeah, he could do it all. He can spin it. Got an arm, he can run, good throw on the run. But Ocho is like in this digital space, you know, guys will reach out. I'll sit down and have a conversation with them. I said, well, I kind of did it like this and so forth and so on. And I said, you're kind of in a similar situation. I said, because you know, you're somebody fast. I said, but you got to work at it now. I said, now, if you just try to get in this to do, I said, what actually are you trying to do? Because if you're not going to devote the time,
what good is it?
I said, bro, you got to spend time. I said, you don't understand how much time my team spends. That, you know, Ashley, I mean, I have an idea. That's one thing about her phone's on do not disturb except for one number. And so when that number, and sometimes that number calls at midnight. And if you didn't know better, you swear she was expecting me to call because she's wide awake. And sometimes that conversation might be 5 minutes, and sometimes it might be an hour and 35 minutes. But she's listening to what I have to say, because at the end of the day, we're trying to make Nightcap as good as we possibly can. Pass this information along to Ocho's producer, so forth and so on. Same thing with CJ. We're looking at, who can we get that's going to be engaging, who's going to be entertaining, got a great story to tell. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create content that we think our viewing audience, our listening audience, that they want to hear. That's what we try to do. We study the trend. We try to stay above it or in it, never fall behind it. We're looking at numbers and we're seeing what we need to do in order. And you know, we listen, we see comments and we listen. How can we give them what we want? But at the end of the day, it's Unc and Ocho. We got to be true to who we are. Yes, we want to please our fan base. We want to please the people that subscribe, people that watch, people that purchase our merchandise. But at the end of the day, you have to be Ocho. I have to be Unc. We're two different people, but we're striving for the same thing. So, yeah, a lot of times people reach out. And, you know, when you explain to them what it takes, it's not easy. I mean, it's like trying to get an electron. I mean, it's like trying to get it's like, okay, I'm going to compete with Apple. Boy, they got $400 billion on cash. They spent another.
Speaking of Apple, you know, I was with Tim Cook late on. I mean, early this evening, and they were doing the unveiling of the iPhone 16. Yeah, they gave me an iPhone 16 Pro Max, whatever you call it. So I'm excited though. I'm excited to open this up. Yeah, I got it.
I don't know. I think I'm going backwards. I think I'm about to get me a flip phone. I'm done with that. I'm done. Yeah, man. They got me running scared. Hey, I think Motorola got a flip phone that you can fold up and put it in your pocket like a billfold. That's what I'm looking for.
There you go. Shoot, that'll work. That'll work.
I think if I get me another phone, I ain't gonna have. I ain't gonna have no Instagram on it. I ain't gonna have no apps on it. Just a phone.
That'll work.
Yeah, man. They got me running scared, Ocho. Andy Reid says Isaiah Pacheco is headed to IR to have surgery and there has no timeline. Said it could be the season or next. Excuse me. Should Chiefs fans be panicking?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, if you understand the running back position where players are replaceable, now there's nothing wrong with Pacheco, but you know, there's an upper echelon of running backs, your Alvin Kamara's, your Christian McCaffrey's, your Nick Chubb's, your Derrick Henry's. You know,
They ain't got
I
him.
think Pacheco would be in the tier 2. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. He would be in the tier 2 of, the position. So filling in that position or having someone else fill that role that Pacheco does, it would be easier to do. And I mean that in a respectful way. It is what it is. You can find someone else to put in that position that can give you that same production.
Well, they got Kareem Hunt coming back, and before he, got in trouble, he was as good at running and catching the football as they had. You remember that outstanding rookie season? I mean, his first game, he did a number on Coach Belichick, and Coach Belichick, I think, went to the center of the field and said, "Son, you got a hell of a career in front of you." And he had a little mishap. He got in some trouble, and they ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I think they released him, and he ended up signing with Cleveland. Had a couple of good years there, but if the thing is, Ocho, think about it. You lose Pacheco, and you saw the Chiefs last year in the playoffs, and this year they started to run the ball a little bit more. Now, you've already out Hollywood. Guy you was counting on. So that's 2 weapons. Now, remember, they benched their left tackle. They're kind of picking up, starting up. They benched him. So now you bench your left tackle. Your other guy that came in, he got 2 penalties. You held on the win. No Hollywood, no Pacheco. At some point in time, who's the biggest threat to the Chiefs? The Chiefs. In injuries. That's the biggest threat. You can't keep losing these good ass players. Oh, next man up. If the next man was so good, he'd have been up.
Or he wouldn't have had to. No, if the next man was so good, he would have already been up there. Yeah, but
exactly. He'd been up. He'd be the gap.
This is the funny thing about the Patriots. I'm talking about the Patriots. This is the funny thing about the Chiefs. Last year they had issues. Everybody dropping the balls. Nobody to throw the ball to. Offensively, they stunk. They were stinking up the house. November, in the month of October, they were very, very good at getting over adversity and just keep on chopping wood and chopping wood and chopping wood. And I think it's going to be the same thing again, because as well as Unc, when you have a quarterback like that, of that caliber, no matter what turmoil is going on around you and your team, as long as you have that centerpiece in place, you will always have a chance to win.
Well, Trav going to have to pick it up. I mean, I think he got 3-4 catches for 39 yards. That ain't gonna cut it, Ocho. Rashee Rice is giving he's taking that next step. He's playing unbelievable. I mean, the way he finished the last half of the season, postseason,
he picking up.
He picked right up.
He left off at 2 now.
Picking right up. Now we need Trav to go along with it.
But they got to give him the ball now. They got the ball. Have some special plays called up for him. And depending on who they're playing, he's gonna have games where he's gonna go slap ass off. And then you're gonna play some teams that could be like, you know what? We taking you away no matter what. We taking you away. We double you no matter what. No matter where you go. And then obviously everyone else is going to have to, do what they need to do. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy going to have to go off. He has to go off, and he need to make them pay early. Xavier need to make them pay early.
Yeah. So that's where I am on that. I think the thing is for them is that it needs to be a situation where the guys going to have to step up. I'm anxious to see what Kareem Hunt can do. Maybe they go out and get Jet McKinnon because he's unbelievable. He can run the ball. He's better in the passing game. Great at blocking. Great special teams player. So it'd be interesting to see how that works out for them.